Hello Linux lovers, my name's Wimpy, welcome to my world. Right, we're going to do some work on Quickemu this evening, Extreme Bash Programming a Go-Go, but before we do, I'm going to manually run an ad now to try and bury pre-rolls for people joining the stream. Not doing this to monetize, doing this because if I run ads manually, people see fewer ads. So sorry about this, but here comes an advert. Now, I've clicked a button. I think it's doing a thing. I'm going to talk anyway, just in case I've clicked this button for the first time and nothing's happening. I think there's an ad running. I think there is a minute or so left to run. So, Yannick, as you're here, can you see an ad at the moment, or can you see me talking to you? I think you're a subscriber, so probably you can see me, even though there's an ad running. Hey, Big Pod, how you doing? So I'm just curious, because I'm testing stuff out here, trying out new things. You can see me. Okay, so Big Pod, you can see me too. Okay, interesting. Hey, Danny, how you doing? So I clicked the button to run a 90-second ad manually. I've been trying to learn about how to minimize the number of ads people see. Apparently, if I turn them on manually, run them up front, this works. I'm going to try and automate all of this at some point, but I wanted to see how it works, and I'm a bit confused. I think if I hit run this ad, then it still shows me, so I'm gonna have to think about how I integrate this. I might have joined mid-ad, so you didn't get it. Okay, well, according to this, it looks like the ad has concluded, and that means there'll be no ads for 29 minutes or 30 minutes now for those people who are joining the stream for the first time. So that was the point of doing that. So let's see how that goes. I've got all of the things. Oh, it still says there's an ad in progress, actually. It still says there's another one to go. For like 8 seconds. So I'm learning. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this, it's run 2 back to back, and it's now there'll be no ads for 50 minutes. So there we go. So hopefully that's worth it. Trying to run ads up front in those first couple of minutes so that as people discover the stream, they can just come in directly and not have to see adverts. That's the plan. We'll see how that works out. Right then, so let's have a little think about this, what we're doing this evening. So there's been a bunch of activity on Quickemu. I said I was going to park it for a little bit whilst I worked on the Ubuntu Mate images for the Raspberry Pi, the 2110 images. Finished those on Friday, got them all uploaded yesterday, so they're available from the Ubuntu Mate download page right now. I've labelled them Beta 1, but I'm feeling surprisingly confident that they're probably release ready. So we'll go with those. And now that that's done, I will go back to Quickemu because I said I'm just going to let it sit there for a little bit, see what bug reports come in, see what pull requests come in, and there's been a decent amount of activity, so I'm going to go through all of that and try and get as much of that merged in, try and fix some of the bugs that are low-hanging fruit, and get a new release out. So that's the objective, and the reason for that is I've decided to start another or reboot a project of mine starting tomorrow. So I want to get this done, and also I kind of accidentally created a virtuous cycle with Quickemu because there was some difficulties building the Raspberry Pi images in the way that I would normally do it. So I ended up building those inside a VM that I created using Quickemu, and then found that the syscall translations weren't working correctly, and that was also fixed by installing the QEMU user static from the Quickemu PPA inside that VM. So it turns out I'd kind of created solutions to the problems I didn't realize I was going to have. So I feel like I need to get better put some more love back into Quickemu, because I feel like karma's at work here, and do good things happen. So I'm going to do that. So welcome back everyone. Hello Yannick, Big Pod, Danny, Popey, and Andy Hazen. Hello there, how you all doing? So And the other thing I'm doing is I'm trying out a bunch of new stuff. So I've completely reprogrammed my Stream Deck. I'm now using Stream Deck Unix for my Stream Deck integrations, and that took me a mere 9 hours to configure yesterday. So anyway, it's much better now, or at least I think it is. And hopefully Atom's running as well in the background. Oh, and there's one other thing I'm going to do, because I learned about this as well. I think I need to redo this each time. So I'm just going to copy that. Hello. Hello, Popey. So that worked. And I'm going to say, what do? I say end goal. And then I click on that. Followers. Do that. And start goal. There we go. So hopefully that's now appearing in chat. There we go. We're trying to get to 700 Linux lovers. So new followers, welcome. Right then, let's take a look at what we've got here. So the first thing is, why does that look so weird? So they changed their layout. It looks different to me. So there's a few things to point out. So Quickemu's got a number of spin-off projects. The rather fabulous Quickegu by Yannick and Mark, and I saw that Yannick was busy just a little while ago merging some stuff here. And then most recently, Luke, who's a friend and ex-colleague of mine, created the Quickemu logo, and that has now spun off into this project of images to go with the virtual machine. So one of the features I'm going to be working on soon is putting URLs to the appropriate icons in Quickemu, so Yannick and Mark can actually put pretty icons next to the virtual machines that they have in their Quickegu VM manager. So 3 excellent projects now. It's quite good how this has come together. Yeah, maybe I'm zoomed in just a little bit too much. So let's just, there we go. There we go. That looks a bit more like what I'm used to seeing. So we'll go through the pull requests first, I think, and we'll go bottom up. So lots of people are adding, well, in particular Phil here has been adding loads of distros. So the distro count is increasing all the while. So we'll just take a little look at the diff on this, because there's a number of a number of commits. So we'll look at them all together. So he's updated the README there. Added the pretty name in. Added it to the OS list. And then all of the different versions are here. I think I've reviewed this once before, and then it was unmergeable because of changes that got made. So that all looks present and correct. So we're going to get that one included. So we're going to say, thanks very much for that. And then we'll squash and merge that so that we see that come in as a single commit. So one commit into the main branch that says Zorin support was added. So that's one merge proposal down, or pull request down. So next we have regolith. This is the tiling. Now this is the point where I suspect I'm going to go down here, and yeah, this exactly what I was expecting to see. So Phil's going to have to, this is the thing, you have to touch so much of that. So that regolith one's not going to be mergeable, but I know Phil usually revisits those as soon as he spots. Now Danny, it's good that you're here. So how on earth did you figure out that changing the disk subsystem type resolved this peculiarity in Windows 10 and Windows 11 setup behavior? So we encountered an issue a couple of weeks ago where when you install Windows 11 or 10 using Quickemu, it started only allowing you to authenticate with a network account. Couldn't create local user accounts anymore. So I put a hack in place. It was literally a hack to completely disable the network during that initial install, so you can create local user accounts. Anyway, Danny has discovered that if you force the Windows VMs to use AHCI for the CD-ROM and hard disk devices, you can now re-enable the network using in the Windows install, and you can still create local user accounts. So how you figured that out. I looked at clouds where it wasn't doing this. Oh, okay. So Danny maintains clouds, which is a snap of QEMU pre-programmed to run Windows, and Danny and I have exchanged some notes in order for Quickemu to grow capabilities that clouds had, and I think maybe you've been able to learn a little bit from some of the stuff that I've done in Quickemu and incorporate that in clouds. So you didn't have the issue in clouds, and by a process of elimination you've concluded this was a difference. Well, thank you very much for investigating that issue and solving it. That's great. So we had a chat, so thanks for that, and we'll get that squashed and merged. This is the one that I'm most if we find we get conflicts with a bunch of other stuff, that's the most important one, because Quickemu's fast become very popular for running Mac OS and Windows VMs on Linux. So let's see what else we can get away here. So this is another interesting one. I've rejected a pull request like this in the past, because while I would be, well, I do strive for shell check compliance in this, I worry that turning this on may cause some contributors to give up with pull requests, because they may know enough shell scripting to add the feature or fix a thing or add a distro, but they might not understand why shell check is telling them that they've done it wrong. So I appreciate what you're going for here, Danny, but I'm going to say, in fact, it looks like somebody's already cited, yeah, C44. Yeah, so I'm gonna say the same thing. So, in the interest of promoting contribution. So, anyway, that's what I think about this. So there we go. So thanks, Danny, but hopefully that makes sense. It's lovely that you're here so I can actually explain myself to you, at least explain my thinking. So Garuda, that's that gaming orientated. Oh heck, what's all this? Is this a draft? Yet another set of rolling releases. Oh my goodness. Good lord. Okay. I don't think that's going to be mergeable, no. So I saw Garuda get panned by a YouTuber I have no patience for the other day. Just such a child. Right, okay. Hello, Alison, is that right? Thanks very much for stopping by. Welcome to the stream. Right then, what have we got here? Oh, this is the shortcut creation stuff. So, looks like Phil has found a fix for an issue. Okay, that's my oversight. Nice one. We'll get that. And we'll get that. There was only one. Yeah, so we'll just rebase and merge that one. Let's get that in. Oh, come on. Right then. Yes, yeah, Grammarly. Yeah, I've been using that for several years now. It's very handy. So we know about Garuda. So I suspect that unfortunately the... Oh, this one will merge because this is a modification to existing code. So what have we got here? Yeah, so Fedora 35 is out. Let's grab that. If you didn't see, so I stream for work over on the Slim DevOps channel, and on Thursday last week, I was joined by George Castro, and he presented this idea of using immutable operating systems as the way forward for the Linux desktop, and then using containers inside those OSs in order to do all of your messy work and play your games and what have you. So he did all of that with Silverblue. So we demonstrated how to set up Silverblue, make it look and operate like Ubuntu of all things, and then how you run containers inside it in order to get your work done. And we kind of had a general discussion around it. So if that sort of thing interests you, go and head over to the Slim DevOps channel, the VODs there from Friday, Thursday. So, hey Phil, I'm glad you were able to make it. I've been looking through some of your PRs, and unfortunately, already, because I've merged some of your new additions to QuickGet, it's got merge conflicts with some of the other ones you've worked on. So sorry this keeps happening to you. I'll try and stay on top of the PRs a bit more diligently. I was deliberately taking a little bit of time off from looking at this. Oh, this is nice. So the OVMF firmware. So this is the firmware for booting in EFI and secure boot mode. It turns out none of the distributions put this in a common location. So we got this big conditional to go looking for firmware files that are strewn in different locations. Oops, I did the wrong thing there. And it looks like this is to make it work on Gentoo. So this is quite good. And yes, that's correct. Excellent. That is the right thing. So I think now we support Debian and Ubuntu and Arch and Fedora and NixOS and now Gentoo, which is cool. Just goes to show why targeting Linux is harder than it need be. You know, I'm obviously, you know, very comfortable with Linux, but you gotta say, you know, that's like 6 different things. You know, I didn't know that was all in different places. Oh, right, nasty version check. Okay, Phil, I liked this, by the way. You say this is nasty. I've already looked at this one. I thought this was quite cute, the way you'd solved this one. Yes, Big Pod, you've identified who I'm referring to. They're like a toddler who's had been told they can't watch television. So badly behaved. Right then, I like the dirty. In fact, I'll just show the diff for people so that you can see what we've done here. I love this. So this is consuming Quickemu inside of QuickGet to actually get the version string out of Quickemu to just plonk that inside QuickGet. Phil, I thought that was brilliant. You might think it's a nasty hack. I love it. Right then, let's we'll squash and merge that one. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's very handy, Grammarly, Yannick. That was an interesting stream. Oh, you're referring to the Silverblue one, Danny? And Phil says Garuda is mergeable, and the VM might be the best place for users to break it. Okay. Working on the conflicts. Okay, Ace. All right. Well, I'll circle back to those once I've done these other things and see if you're able to knock any into shape. That'll be grand. Yeah, standard base, but it doesn't cover everything, does it? The Linux standard base is the base, not all of this, you know, amazing stuff that we've got available now. So Danny asks, does Quickemu get its version from QuickGet 2? No. I need that emoji picker. Oh, right, okay, my emoji picker, this here, where I type EM and then start typing words, that is ULauncher. and it's a plugin for ULauncher, which is the emoji picker, and I use it all the time. It's great. If you need, I saw the quote was, you know, I spend 50% of my day choosing the right emoji and the other 50% of my day choosing the right GIF. This helps with the first 50% of my day. Right. So that's merged. And I think what we can do is we'll take that number here and we'll go to this issue here, because didn't somebody say was it already linked to fixed by any chance? I think it may have been, because I'm sure I saw somebody. Yeah, there we go. Nice one. So that's automatically being closed. What does so ArmTech asks what diff does. Okay, let me see if I can find a good example. This should be a good one. So I know that this has got conflicts at the moment. So you can see here that Phil has made 1, 2, 3, 4 commits. So if I add .patch to the pull request URL, you can see here that these are broken down as in separate patch files, and that's difficult to review when you're like trying to look at the whole thing together. But a diff collapses, or what's the correct word, squashes all of those commits into a single diff. So now I'm able to review this diff and I can see all of the changes in one place. So that's what adding .diff to the end of a pull request URL does. And Danny says they use the review screen for that. Is this what you're referring to over here? The starter review or wherever. I mean, I'm not going to be able to do it on this because it won't, it's non-mergeable. Files changed. Okay, well, let's go and take a look at that then. Let's learn together. So fix typos. Yes, this was a rather nice fix. So files changed. There we go. So here we go. And there we go. So that is the same thing, but this is colorized in glorious Technicolor. So there we go. And I doubt DeFips is watching, but this was a very nice bit of what's the word? Due diligence that I'd completely missed. There was a bunch of typos in here. This stuff was busted. Thankfully, we haven't put out a release with this stuff in it, so we will, or at least I don't think we have. In any case, we'll accept that because that's definitely a good set of fixes. So let's, is there just one? There is, isn't there? So we'll just rebase and merge that. So when I use that diff versus patch thing, when I want to include a commit from an upstream project as a patch in a Debian package, it's using those diff URLs, which is how I get the unified diff to apply. So Danny, when I applied your patches that you've worked on recently to the various Mate bits and pieces, that was how I included those patches in the Debian packaging. Right then, gosh, what a busy chat. Lovely to have all this chit chat. Okay, let's have a look then. So Danny's confirming, yes, it was the conversation about Silverblue with George. Yes, I got so many opinions about that particular person, Big Pod. Yeah, I think they're a lightweight. We're not alone in our assessment. I use the review screen to do that. Okay, and we've just taken a look at that. That looks a lot like what GitKraken does, indeed. And I use, GitKraken locally for that stuff. Right then, let's see, what have we got left? Add KDE Neon. So I think this won't merge. Oh, hello. Looks like Phil's all over this one as well. Oh, this one will merge. Okay, well, in which case... That's interesting. And Solus as well. Wow, Phil, you have been busy. Okay. Okay, that's going to merge as well. Let's take a look at Regolith. Yeah, that doesn't want to play at the moment. So we'll leave that alone. This one doesn't either and can't even opt for a different thing. I know I could merge these manually if I wanted to. But I can't be bothered. But what we'll do is we'll grab KDE Neon. So what's this says? KDE Neon follows a rolling release model, okay, and provides several editions, each with a different level of testing, okay. There's also the developer edition. Good lord, okay, I had no idea that KDE Neon was so comprehensive these days. Oh, this was a draft. Oh, okay, so this was these are originally DeFips's words. Okay, so this was a draft, and then Phil steps in. Edited effects. Okay. Actually, okay. Started working. Incorporated your code. Thanks again. Okay. Right then, so let's go and use this, because I rarely do this because you get stuck in your ways, don't you? You learn a workflow. So let's look at this. Okay, so we've got a good pretty name. It's in the list of OSs. It's got its releases factory, I suppose this is the bash equivalent of. It knows what to set up. And this is the bit that actually gets it. So, okay, that's all of the release validation stuff. How to get it. How to Z-Sync it. Is it only available via Z-Sync? Is it only available via Z-Sync? I think my... Okay. Okay. So this is fine. I'm just thinking of something that I did, which is there's probably another function we need to update here. Because I don't see WebGain here. I only see Z-Sync. So what we need to do is add a reference for KDE Neon. It's not only Z-Sync. Okay. What am I missing then? I only see Z-Sync here. Is this... well, okay. It may be available via other means, but this function only uses Z-Sync. Unless I'm missing something obvious. Okay, that's fine. So I'll merge this. There's something else we need to do actually for this, because it's only available via Z-Sync, which we'll go and fix in just a moment. Right, let's go back here. Get that merged. And I think we'll squash that one. Nice. Okay. And let's look at Solus. I wonder if this is heads up. Yeah, so this is what I want to do some work with Luke and Yannick and Mark to get all of these beautiful icons integrated. So that's mergeable. So let's just take a quick look. So can change that slightly. That's fine. Okay, so there's 4 additions. Okay. 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 I'll merge this, but I'm tempted to break this up a little bit. In fact, Phil, I wonder if you want to have a stab at this. So what I'm thinking is in QuickGet, you can create options in terms of the downloads. So where did we do this? I think I did it in Linux. I'm going to merge this and then we'll go through this and I'll show you what I mean. Because what you've done will work perfectly fine. Clever. I like that. That's nice. Okay. WebGet. Check the hashes. That's dandy. Okay. We'll merge that. Yeah, the icons are beautiful, which is why I want to get them integrated, because I think that's... hey, it worked.
Thank you for the follow, Alex Ackelman.
Thank you very much for the follow. And what we saw there was a couple of things working together. So there's a little bit of Atom integration working there, which displayed that follower thing. So I'm trying to get to 700 followers. So we're slightly closer as a result of that. Thank you very much. So let's get that. Was there only one? No, there's a couple. Let's get that squashed and merged. So, okay. So we'll leave that for the moment. Can Atom do timers? I don't remember. What do you mean by timers, Yannick? Yeah, so did you also notice, Yannick, that I colorized my followers gold as well? It's not lilac. It was the same green as my other things. But that was triggered by Atom. So the follower happened. Those follower alerts are handled by Stream Elements. But Atom saw the follow and then dropped down the little, you know, follower goal thing. Yes, you could do that. Well, actually, there's another way you could do that with, there's a plugin called Source. There's one of the built-in plugins in the OBS Snap allows you to say, you know, display a source thing, wait an amount of time and turn it off and automate all of that. I forget the name, but there's a plugin that you can do that within OBS itself. I wonder if you could do it in Atom. Yeah, you need I see what you mean. You want a timer in like the state thing to have a timer tick up, and when it reaches a certain thing, you should go and stick that in the Atom Discord suggestions. But you can do it inside OBS with the plugins that are available. Don't forget some PRs might have been submitted in Hacktober. I did check. I did check. Let me just go and make sure that some of those early ones are... yeah, so this one, for example, you're right. I should go and look at that. Let's just go and whiz through some of those. So, yeah, okay, let's have a look. When was this one done? This was submitted 7 days ago. That one qualifies, actually, doesn't it? Okay. So, let's do... that one. And that's it. That's the last one. I'd already pre-marked a bunch of them, I think. And then the ones that you've got pending, that one is Hacktoberfest. So I filled out my claim.
Thank you for the follow, Dimitri Maximov Galahad.
Wow, nice name. Thanks very much for the follow, Dimitri, and welcome to the stream. Right, okay, so there we go. There's the Hacktoberfest ones. I completed my Hacktoberfest stuff the other day. Mine were too late. Yeah, sorry, Danny. I had been checking, but that's a good reminder. Thanks for that, Phil. Right then, okay. So what I'll do now is if I just flip over to Git Kraken, we'll pull there we go. That's all that stuff pulled down locally. And now what we'll do is go and there's some bug reports, and I think what we can do is just knock a few of those out. It's time to get cracking. Yeah, so I want to add a channel point redemption, release the Kraken. I need to find an appropriate video. So yeah. Gosh, why can't I see what I'm looking for? Oh, there it is. Brain. Right then, let's see. We need to be. Oh, it's switching between US and UK keyboards is a pain. So let's go in here. Let's just grab those two into the editor. And oops. There we go. So let's go and look at the bug reports, because there was a couple here that I felt were quite quick to fix. This is irrelevant, and I can't be bothered to explain that right now. Also, bypass. What's this? Oh wow, that looks like something that needs investigating. Is this something we can stick in the unattended stuff? Ooh. Oh, Danny, hey, look at that. Something to skip the hardware checks. Well, that'll be interesting to see. This, I think I know what this is going to be suggesting. JP Morrison, they've used Quickemu as inspiration to create a much tighter sort of script to run QEMU, to run macOS in VMs on macOS. And this I am aware of, and I'm going to add that. I'm not going to do it now because there's some other things I need to put in place, but I'm totally going to do this, because this will mean we can get audio working on Big Sur and Monterey. And I think I want to do this as part of a transition to just using the SPICE protocol, or rather using the SPICE protocols by default. But I don't want to make that change without first giving Mark and Yannick a heads up, because now I'm conscious of the fact that if I want to make big changes, I need to make sure that I'm not about to break their stuff. But this was one I thought we'd have a look at, because it says here that AVX2 isn't actually a requirement to run macOS. So I thought, okay, fair enough. This is bug 201. Let's go and get that fixed. So if I just go and look in Q here, we should be able to find AVX2. And here we go. So I'm going to simply remove this check and take this feedback and face value, and I think we drop that. And therefore we also need to drop that's passing through, so on here we can drop this, and I think what we'll do is just highlight that, just tag that here. I've been keeping these CPU flags, were a nightmare to deduce, so I don't want to throw them away completely. Hello McPhail, how the devil are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Right, I see some interesting comments there. I'll come back to those in just a moment. So we'll save that, and we will cite this here. So this was 201. So we'll save that. We'll get in here, and we'll get that committed. So let's. That's everything we need, isn't it? Okay. Oh, goodness, that was a massive typo, wasn't it? In fact, I'm just going to push my magic button here a second and just make this a bit bigger. There we go. There we go, that's the typo. So this is close 201. Welcome back, chat. New Stream Deck stuff works. Phew. Okay. I'm glad you're well, McPhail. That's good to hear. Hey, Mateus, how are you? Yes. Join me. I've nearly run out of this one. I was a little bit thirsty. Right then. So let's get that committed. And then I saw that Danny and Big Pod are both advising against using that workaround, let's say, that allows Windows 11 to be installed if it doesn't meet all of the requirements. So Danny, you've got some good words. Could you go and put those in the PR, in the issue tracker, and then I will close it accordingly. I think that is a good shout from the two of you that actually falsely sort of setting people's expectations is probably not wise. Gosh, my brain. There we go. Let's push this up. So that should close out that one. So that's one nice fix out of the way. So we're going to kick that one into touch. This one we'll definitely get to. So actually this one will tag accordingly. That's going to be an enhancement. I'm going to do that another day because that's going to be part of a whole raft of spice related things. Option to adjust. I need to explain why we don't actually need to do that. I know that that's going to be interesting. I need to look at that one, but not now. And use distro icons. So this is something I fully intend to do. So this is adding the icons into the list, and I think I'll do that as a single something I do as a single exercise in one go. Catalina doesn't start. I think this person just doesn't know how to install Mac OS. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to reply with okay. So they're having difficulty installing macOS rather than a bug in Quickemu. Please come and discuss this in our Discord. So we will put that in there, and I'm going to close this accordingly because I don't think this is a valid... Ooh, goodness. What happened there? IO Discord. There we go. That's close with that comment. That's what we're going to do. That's that one done. So the install and the first boot, or it will die horridly. Yeah, it's just, you know, a case of following the instructions a bit more carefully that are in the documentation. I think I know what they've done wrong, but it's not something you can fix in Quickemu. You just have to know how to install macOS. So I'm marking a few of these as good first issue, because if somebody knows that the paths are wrong, oh, hang on, they've opened and closed this several times. Gosh, okay. Okay, well, I would like for them to submit a PR for that. Right. Windows 10 and 11 crash sporadically. This has been an interesting one. Is this fixed by the other thing that you've done, Danny? Oh, hello. What have I missed here? So the macOS install requires you correctly call the install. Yeah, exactly so. You've not seen that issue. As in, you haven't experienced the issue being described. So that could well be as a result of the other thing you fixed. So we can test that. In fact, maybe that's the next thing to do. Thanks, Danny, for doing that. Right then. We will mark that as won't fix. Right then, let's close with that. Okay. Jobbed. Okay, how are we going here? Right. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else that's low-hanging fruit? I'm not going to get into this one just now. This was a good idea, by the way. So this is sort of taking a leaf out of the try and grow one social media platform by using another social media platform for discovery. So using this to help grow Twitch and Discord community, and it's worked ever since this got implemented, because this is a popular project. It's trending on GitHub today, apparently. I didn't know until somebody pointed it out to me. But by doing this, we've had a load more people join the Discord as a result. So yeah, this sort of, you know, cross promotion stuff works extremely well. So yeah, up to 3.1 thousand stars, which I think we've picked up ever since we had that run on Hacker News a few weeks ago. So yeah, it's definitely, I'm very pleased where it's got to. In particular, what Mark and Yannick have brought to the game with Quickemu. I think that's like next level. I've got some ideas for how they could improve, how they could better support the features of Quickemu in Quickemu. Thank you very much. Right then, okay, so I think what we'll do then is we'll actually do a install of Windows 11 using this new version with Danny's fixes in it, and see how we get on. Oh no, there's one other thing I was going to do first. So it was Zorin. Yeah. So first of all, Zorin is there. And here is correct. And this is all good. That's good. Wasn't there one of these that was only... it was KDE Neon, wasn't it? So I need to find all the mentions of ZSync here. So in here, we've got this, this is for Phil's benefit, because he's contributing most of the distro support. We have this function list CSV. And this is then ingested by the list JSON. So what we've got here is some conditionals to tell it if a particular download is Z-Sync or wget. So consequently, the KDE Neon stuff, which I think is all going to be KDE Neon, something of that sort. Yes. So that's going to be nice and easy. So we will add KDE Neon in there, so that always instructs. And the reason we do this is that Quickemu knows how to effectively screen scrape the wget or the Z-Sync download to produce the progress. So that's why this is used. I've been impressed with how quickly you've picked up with the Flutter stuff, Yannick. Yeah, what I think's impressive is the speed at which we've gone from, like, this was very specifically just for like Ubuntu ISO testing, to quite a comprehensive sort of, you know, VM wrapper. But with the work that Yannick and Mark have done, it's sitting on top of this as the engine. It's a really sort of complete solution, I think, for just pick up, click and run stuff. Right then. Okay, let's so there was that one. There was something else I was thinking of looking at, which was one of these had multiple parts to it. So one thing I noticed is, we can just space that in. So Solus, that can actually be removed because its pretty name can be removed because of this catch-all, which does the casing of the first character. So that will be taken care of via that rule there. So we can do that. So let's just get those pushed up. Let's have a look here. What have we got? Okay. So there's some that my text editor's done some white space cleaning, so we'll check that in just a moment. We'll do all of that together. So we've just picked this hunk, which is KDE Neon is available via Z-Sync only. Get that committed up. That's white space, and then we can just say stage that. Solus pretty name is counted for in the catch-all. So let's just send that along. And then the rest of all of this we will simply call white space cleanup. Okay. So let's have a look here. Here for chess and vids. You're asking what this project does. So Danny has explained, yes, it's a virtual machine manager using QEMU KVM on Linux. This is so you can very easily run lots of Linux distributions and FreeBSD, but more importantly for a lot of people, run Windows 10, 11 and the last 4 releases of macOS in virtual machines on the Linux desktop. So let's push all of that up. I think we're probably good about now. So I'm not going to tackle that one tonight. That's or this one, because that is there's an interesting thing here about how to get the web dev stuff going on macOS, but it's non-trivial, so it requires a bit more effort. It's not something I'm going to get done. Oh, you've been learning Bash this semester, right? Okay, well, welcome. You're in the right place. It's kind of a meme now that I write everything in Bash. I don't write everything in Bash, but you can get an awful lot done with Bash. So this is a hypervisor manager entirely implemented in Bash, and if you've been learning Bash, then it might be a good couple of scripts for you to study. Quick GUI built on Launchpad. Okay, now with a dark theme. Wow, how amazing. Right, okay, let's go and get this Windows 10 stuff tested before we do anything else. I think that will do it for now, and we'll see if this gets fixed as a result, because it'd be nice if we can get that one closed after we do some testing. So let's go and do that thing. So let's open up this. We'll have a bigger font. So I'm deliberately not using Quick GUI here, Yannick, because I want to see anything. If Quickemu fails in any way, I want to see it fail in glorious Technicolor. So I've got some VMs here. I will let's do Quickemu VM Windows thing, and we'll delete Windows 11 to start with. Okay, and we'll just run quick get Windows 11 and see that we've got the current version, and that all still works. Oh, there's a new release. No, it's not. It's the same release. That's fine. So we've got the same release. We've just trashed the disk. This is rebuilding the unattended stuff. So if we take a look inside here, we've got those things. So let's just go in and mop up some bits so we know that this is sort of clean. Windows 11, got a leftover socket, and I've got lots of leftover sockets, so something must have gone horribly wrong at some point here. Agent, okay. That should be fine. So let's have a look here. We've just got another comment. I did merge the Gen 2 stuff, some he says off. Okay. So Cowboy General, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I love the pace of development of Quickemu. It's great to see all the people who have rallied around and submitted patches. I couldn't agree more. It's very pleasing when you get a project where so many people can see the use or the value in it, and then it kind of becomes its own thing. I love it when projects sort of gain a character and a momentum all of their own, and a whole raft of those people are here in the chat in the stream this evening, so you know, thank you to each and every one of you that have contributed. Oh, Phil, I've seen Phil's comments. Thanks, Phil. Let's just go and get that merged in, because why the heck not, right? So was that Regolith? You said Regolith was good. Regolith is a very popular bit of kit. Nice. So let's just do this old merry dance here, because now I'm going to try. I'm doing this to try and train my brain to use this mechanism rather than doing my whole show me the diff thing. So that's all good. That's all good. You're old hand at this now, Phil. You know the drill. So all of these are available with WebGet. Perfect. So there's no additional stuff required. Awesome. That is a fine looking PR. We'll get that merged. We'll squash it. Okay. Squash and merge that one. Right then. Hello, Eric. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. I tried a couple of racing games earlier. I think I found the next game I might want to invest some racing fun into, by the way. And hopefully we can keep much of our crazy integrations. Squish it, ship it. That should be the t-shirt. Yeah, we can. I think, you know, people said about, you know, making merch, you know, weeks and weeks ago, and I was like, what would we make? But we have now got some in jokes from this community that I think would be appropriate to do. Okay, that one's still in progress. That's fine. Thanks, Phil. Right, let's go and pull that down. So I've got that code in the tests that I'm doing. Let's do that. Good. And now let's go and do some testing. So I'm going to test an install of Windows 11. So let's see how we go here. Right. That's probably started on that wrong. Every time. That started off screen. One moment. Let's just do that again. Right. I just need to actually. What the heck? It's done it again. One moment. I'm failing to click in a window fast enough. Okay. There we go. Now I can pull the window down here. So this always starts on the primary display, which is in a magical other land, and you have to hit the button to say boot off the DVD image. Right then, let's see how we do. Yes, this is a beefy workstation, this one. Whilst Windows is getting going, here we go. Let's do. There we go. That's the basic specs. I'll pour myself another beer whilst you just cast an eye over that. Right, that should do. Here we go. So our Windows 11 has popped up, so we'll say next to that. Come on. Why? I'm on the wrong virtual screen again. Goodness, so bad at this. Right. So we'll let that whir. I can catch up with people. So you've had 4 ads. Oh. So I won't be able to look for another minute or so. 4 ads. That's curious. Oh, there is an ad running at the moment. How long have I been streaming for? That should be the first ad, and it should have only been 30 seconds long. So that's curious. Right, I think the advert has run. Okay. So, I wasn't doing anything other than pausing myself a bit. So the first thing I'll notice is I didn't see a notification for it to tell me that an advert was due. And the second is, somebody said here that they got 4
Community
ads.
Time gifted a tier 1 sub to BigPod98. They have given 5 gift subs in the channel.
Monica, that's very kind. Thank you. That's extremely kind. Everyone, thank Monica. If you just got a gift sub from Monica, you should all say thank you very much to Community Tea Time. Right then, so that's weird. You got 4 ads. So this is the first stream where I've actually tried to manually run ads at the very beginning in order to avoid the proliferation of like pre-rolls. So I did 2 ad runs as the stream came up. And that, in air quotes, bought us 1 hour of ad-free people being able to join the stream and having an ad-free experience. and then my ad schedule should kick in, which I've now tweaked on Twitch. And what I've told it is to run, I think, 1 ad an hour, which is like one of the minimum options, because I'm not here to monetize the channel. I'm much more interested in collaborating with people. So I'm trying to like minimize what goes on with the ads. So I'm a bit disappointed. Thank you for the feedback, by the way. But I'm disappointed to hear that you've had 4 ads, because I've been trying to actually make it far less than that. So thanks for the feedback. I will go away and do some more research, see what I can do. So 15 seconds each. Oh, okay. No, that makes sense. If they ran for a total of 1 minute, then that makes sense. It's a bit frustrating, but okay. More effort required on my part, but I didn't see the thing tell me it was about to do it, because I've got this option to push things back. And it does tell me here that the next ad is going to run in 55 minutes. But I was hoping I was going to get some visible, like, we're about to run an ad now, so I can snooze them. Because what I want to try and start doing is knowing when an ad's going to run, and just go to a ads are running, you're not missing anything, sorry screen. Because I noticed some people saying, oh, they could see I was talking, but they were missing it because there was an ad. So I want to try and, like, make sure that people that are here for stuff don't miss things. Oh. I heard Windows make a noise, but it doesn't look happy, does it? I wonder if that's going to burst into life in a moment. So Danny got 1 15-second ad and 1 20-second ad. Andy Hayes got 2 15-second ads. Okay. How interesting. Once you figure this thing out, let me know so I can implement that too. Yeah, maybe we should have a discussion about this in the Discord, and I'll link you to a video. In fact, there was 2 videos, but one of them was more useful. I'll link you to a video that I used to try and, like, figure out how to do this. Because really, I want to minimize the ads as much as possible. I don't think it is, Danny. I think this is the Windows VM having a big fat crash. So what we'll do is we're just going to assume that that's going to be fine, right? Let's just start it up again, see what happens. I mean, it's only a VM. What's the worst that can happen? Right then. Thank you all for the feedback about the ads. I'll be interested, for those of you that, see ads here. What do you normally see? It's very difficult for me to know. What do you normally see in terms of ads on my channel prior to this evening? Do you see any ads at all? Do you see them more frequently? Do the ads run for longer? Any feedback you can give me on that will be useful, because I want to try and tune this to be as unobtrusive as possible. Sorry for banging on for ads for so long. We'll get back to the task at hand now. Right, okay. So, Danny, something failed there, but hey-ho. I don't want to add another keyboard layout, thank you. Checking for updates. Checking for new and interesting ways to prevent your computer from working. Come on. Right then. So, Cowboy General saw a Netflix ad and some kind of anime. Okay. I don't see any ads, generally speaking, on Twitch. And I don't know why, because I'm not subbed to many channels. It's very curious. I wonder if it's because I mostly see stuff through watching friends' channels that then get raided, that then raid other places. Right then, sorry, let's catch up on this. So, you never saw any kind of ad, even when I was not a subscriber. So, part of that is probably, Yannick, because I wasn't an affiliate, so there were no ads back then. And when you could sub, you did, and therefore you've never seen any ads, because that's the perk of being a subscriber. So I imagine that's why you've never seen ads. Set up for personal use. Hey, yes, that's what we wanted to see, isn't it, Danny? So there we go, set up for personal use. And I can now say sign in options and create an offline account. This is the desired behavior. And because the drivers are pre-installed through the unattended stuff, we don't get all of the we get a larger screen in the VM, so it's easier to navigate the sign-in options. So I don't know if you know this, but my password is test, by the way. It's definitely test. And there's 3 things you need to know about me. My first pet's name was Test. The city where I was born was Test. And lastly, my childhood nickname.
Thank you for the follow, SLSH3R.
Was Test. Thanks very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How close are we now? Where are we? 695. I only need 5 more followers. If you're not following already and you're in here, give us a follow. I'm trying to get to 700. Arbitrary, magical internet point number. I was born in Test too. I know. It's amazing. It's a small world, Yannick. It's a small world. Do I want... No, I don't want that. I don't think I want it. No, I don't want that. Include now. Required only, in fact. And I'm not even happy about that. No, I definitely don't want that. No, I don't want that either.
Thank you for the follow, Cowboy General.
Thanks, Cowboy General. Thank you. Oh, Aita missed an integration there. I'll have to speak to Dust about that. Right then. So this is looking better. So once this is installed, I'm gonna reboot Windows 11 a few times to see if it works reliably, to see if that other issue may well have been fixed by this as well. So let's just have a little look here then. Oh, you use uBlock Origin as well. Okay. Here, Chesford says, my first car was a Tesla. I like it. I like that a lot. Very good. I remember that. Thank you. I'm totally stealing that if I ever get asked about what my first car was. Totally having that. Oh, Danny. Testborn, of course. So that's in... well, obviously I know where Testborn is. I would have gone to Testborn had I not moved from Overton at that age. I moved from Overton to Droxford, but I would have gone to Testborn myself. Danny lives in the same town as me. Right then. So, there we go. And what's actually happening now, you can't see it, but you can see the little spinner. I don't know what the correct term for that is, but you can see the little timer indicator thing. Testborn, is that in South Testshire? Yes, it is, exactly where it is. It's actually installing a bunch of the extra bits and pieces on this first run behind the scenes. So some of the more... Thank you, Monica. Wow, indeed. Wow. It is on the river. It's on the river test, and that is even a lie, is it? The river test is just over here. It's where they make Bombay Sapphire gin, because the water purity here, I think it's the best in the country, if I'm not mistaken. This is where they used to print banknotes hundreds of years ago because of the water quality, and those old banknote mills are now run by Bombay Sapphire, and that's where they make Bombay Sapphire gin. So, let's give this a reboot, see how we get on. So, there's a bunch of questions here. So, Phil, I've seen you've done the other PR. I'll get to that in just a moment. I've not missed that. So, wow. Cowboy General says, I love gin, but who doesn't? I mean, I drink it by the pint around here. Okay, so here for Chessvid says, when you create a VM, such as this for testing purposes, how much hardware do you generally allocate for it? So that's one of the things that Quickemu does for you. It automatically looks at what hardware you have available and sizes the VM based on the hardware you have available. You can override all of that, but the whole point is it does it automatically. So because of the system I'm running on, what this decided to do was allocate in the VM a single socket 8-core CPU with 2 threads and 32 gigs of RAM. But that's because it can see what the host operating system has, and therefore that's what it allocated. Then the default disk allocations is kind of built into Quickemu based on the OS you're installing, and those of us here that work on it try and put numbers in there that make sense, you know, for Windows, Mac, and there's a couple of the Linux distros that have a shocking amount of disk requirement. I was quite surprised. I think it was it Zorin? Zorin Education was surprisingly large, which Phil took care of. So yeah, it figures all of that out for you, you know, just based on your host OS. But you can go in and tweak the configuration file accordingly, and you can also look at the heuristics in the script as to how it determines what to allocate to your machine. Hopefully that answers your question. VRAM is kind of a misnomer because of the way the video drivers work in the virtualizer, so it doesn't quite work in the same. Yeah, Whitchurch. Yeah, that's talking about our local area. I love Whitchurch. I like going over there to the old mill there. It's good fun there. Overton, Portals. Yeah, of course. Gosh, it's weird talking to somebody who's literally, like, you know, from around the corner and knows what. My parents used to be members at the Portals social club in the 1970s, and I think that was the first arcade game I ever played was in there, and it was the sit down cocktail version of Asteroids, and that was the first computer game of any sort I ever played was at the Portals social club while my mum and dad were drinking half a shandy and eating prawn cocktail crisps. my dad used to work for De La Rue, so, you know, that's why we were down, you know, here in this part of the country. Right. Yeah, Whitchurch. Right then. So let's just tweak some display settings so this is a little easier to work with. So we've rebooted this once so far, and it worked, which is a good thing. Oh, that's a bit big. Let's not be quite so excitable. I forget that we can't see all of that on here. So let's go with that. That's big enough for the stream. There we go. So we'll go with that. Let's go and grab some updates and see if after installing updates and rebooting and stuff, it's all fine. Download and install. Okay. How long is that going to take? So whilst that's whirring, what we'll do is we'll head over to, outside of the VM, we'll head over to GitHub again and pull in, pardon me, I do apologise, pull in this here from Phil, which is now good to go. Nice one, Phil. Thank you very much for all that you've done here. I think probably 80% of the OS support is down to you now. So Garuda's its whole purpose in life is to be a gaming distro, right? That's its raison d'etre, I believe. Nice, go you. I see you did a thing. So how many editions though? So that's tiling window manager. What the heck is this? What are these? Are these window managers or emulators or something? So So I think the Windows 10 generated by Quickemu has clearer fonts than my Windows 11 on the same system. Interesting. I wonder if they've changed something in their font rendering then. Oh, so your dad worked at Portals. Okay, yeah. Well, like you say, it was the big employer back in the day, wasn't it? I used to play football for the Portals juniors and what have you all over there. I mean, yeah, like you say, it was it's quite Victorian, really. You know, that whole industry supported the entire community. Okay. Hey Dan, welcome. How you doing? Garuda strives to be friendly arch. Oh dear, they're doing it wrong. I do. Friendly arch. Goodness gracious. Okay, and it's all Z-Sync all the way. Okay, nice. So I think we may do a little bit of tinkering here, because these are the releases. Gosh. Okay. I'm wondering, those are the releases, and then the version is... Okay. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. This looks like a kind of a mess. Not the pull request fill. The way Garuda is released. I can't imagine it's particularly robust if they try and support all of this. Right then, let's have a look. I had to search around for Z-Sync for Fedora 35. It wasn't in the repo. I ended up compiling it from source. Okay. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Maybe, Yannick, maybe this is something we should do, is if Z-Sync isn't available on the host, hide Z-Sync only downloads in the UI. Something like that. And maybe I can do something similar in Quickemu if you request to get... Yeah, we're going to have a think about that. We're going to need some mechanism of me passing up, raising up an error to you, to your UI, that, hey, hang on a minute, someone's requesting something that requires Z-Sync and there is no Z-Sync, so that's not gonna work. Oh, hey, Defips, nice one. Right then, okay, I'm just going to merge this because this looks like a colossal load of stuff, and I may refactor it based on what I learn about Garuda, but there's no need to delay things any further. Let's get this in. So we'll squash and merge that. Oh no, it's not so much that, Phil. I'm just thinking, so we've got this capability in QuickGet where you can say there are these options. So that's how Windows exposes the different languages that it supports when you download it. What language do you want to download? And we did something similar for, let me go and look at the code. So let me pull in those changes. Okay, so we're all up to date there. Oh, let's just see, how's Windows going? It's 65% downloaded. So, oh, I'm now in the VM again. So let's just go and look. I'll show you what I mean. We did one of these. Here we go. So Pop OS is the other one that has it, where they have versions with Intel and Nvidia, and you can choose which you wish to download. Actually, I was wrong. We've only done that so far with just that because it was a driver option. We haven't actually got any of these multi-desktop options. represented as. Okay, so it's probably fine. We'll just leave it as it is. Where is Garuda? Yeah, it has pulled in. Okay, good. My editor's updated. Good. Right, okay then. So, where were we? So, just what they report. Yeah, fair enough. I wasn't criticizing you, Dan. Just, you know, I have opinions about people trying to claim that anything based on Arch Linux is end user friendly. I think that's an oxymoron. It's perfectly fine for Arch to be complicated because complicated things can be complicated. I know it strives for simplicity, and it's only complicated by virtue of the fact you need to know, to have prerequisite knowledge in order to be successful using Arch, and that's fine for a lot of very experienced Linux users. But then trying to take something that's designed for experienced Linux users and saying this will be fine for regular users, I think is a massive mistake. Yeah, I was in the Arch developer community for a while. Right then. Nice one, Dan. Dan says I use Ubuntu, by the way. You're the main driving force behind Ubuntu these days, aren't you? Right then, let's go and see if Windows is... Oh, look at that. We just switched over as it was 100% complete downloading the cumulative update. Very good. So I used to work on Crux Linux a long time ago now at the... Get this, I can say this. I worked on Crux Linux at the turn of the century. And Crux is the sort of inspiration for Arch. I've spoken about this a long time ago on Linux Unplugged, but the PKG build files that Arch uses, if you go and look at Crux PKG build files, you can very clearly see the ancestry. And in fact, you can, in many cases, build an Arch PKG build on Crux to this day. They are extremely similar. Yeah, Crux. I went to Crux after Slackware, because for reasons I can't remember, I really wanted hard mode Linux back then, as if it wasn't hard enough already. It's still a thing. I found it amusing. Like the first step in the talk about Arch Linux being famously difficult to install unless you read the documentation. I think the first step in the Crux Linux installation process is compile your kernel, and it is literally like that's it. That's the one step. Now compile your kernel for your system, because it needs the kernel to then install. It doesn't do that for you. You have to build your own kernel. I think Monica, saw your thing about the Ubuntu thing there. I think a Mandalorian silhouette art style with the words underneath, I use Ubuntu, this is the way. It is the way to go with that. Gosh, isn't doing updates on Windows painfully slow? I'd forgotten. Excuse me, I do apologise. Right. Okay then. Right, we're 4 follows away from 700. If there's anyone in here following along and they haven't followed, I would appreciate that. It'd be nice to get to 700. So, that would be great if we don't get sued by Disney. Oh, well, yeah, indeed. I mean, that's the sort of thing you can you can provide the artwork for and take down to your local t-shirt stencilers.
Thank you for the follow, Nikolai_Klimov.
Nikolai, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Come on, Windows, install faster. I want to test other stuff. I want to see if you're still going to work. I want to see if you're still going to work when we reboot you 6 times, because then we can close another issue out on the GitHub tracker, and then we're golden. I'll tell you what, we could start preparing a release, because I think regardless of whether that gets fixed or not, this is going to be the release. So let's start doing that. So, have we merged all of the pull requests? We have, I think. Yes, awesome. That's terrific. Thank you, everyone, for all of your fine work, in particular, Phil and Danny and DeFips. So what we'll do is we will use, I've used this a couple of times now, there's things that appear in the GitHub UI that I'm just blind to because of the ways that I've done things for such a long time. I need to look around the UI with a bit more intent. So here we go. Oh, that's nice. Exactly 10 days. I did say it would be 10 days.
Thank you for the follow, Buggy Heel Bot.
Thank you very much for the follow and welcome to the stream. Right then, so we're going to draft a new release and we're going to tag this one 2.3.1. And we're going to click the auto generate release notes. There we go. Now, I'm a bit of a, I like just changes. So, added Arch Linux, added the Quickemu logo. Gosh, look at all of this stuff. Added the pink version of the logo. So, wow, it has been a while. Fix for that. That's great. That's that's for QEMU 6.1. Let's just format some of this so it reads a bit better. Android support. Yeah, that got landed. I don't know if anyone spotted that. Android x86 support landed in there. Add hand waving emoji to greet that, Danny. You silly Billy. I'd forgotten you added that. Rocky Linux support. Added support for Zorin. Fix for shortcuts. Fedora 35. OVMF for Gen 2. No. Cheeky version hack for QuickGet. We're totally having that. And fixed typos, added KDE Neon, support for Solus, added support for Regolith, Garuda. There we go. There's all the new contributors, and I'm going to add... Oh, yeah, that's very appropriate. That's very appropriate. Isn't that lovely? All of that hard work from all of these fabulous people. I think that is... Thank you, Yannick. That is an appropriate use of the redemptions. Thank you. Right then. Syntax error. Where? Where's the syntax error, Phil? I've seen you grab my attention. I am now waiting. Oh. So, Alan's... Thank you very much for the follow. I'm not sure why all of the alerts didn't trigger then. Oh. There we go.
Thank
they
you for the
triggered
follow,
out of order,
Alan Sharted Jeans.
Thanks very much. Line 736. Okay. Let's go and fix that. 736. Whoa, too far. I wonder if I can even spot what's wrong with it. Is there... That's if, okay. What's this? What are we missing then? It did. It popped up early, Yannick. Unexpected. Well, it should be unexpected. Something else is busted, isn't it? So, quick get. Is broken here. And I'm not seeing shell check tell me... Oh, hang on. Have I not pulled in the latest stuff? Let's just go and check. I have got the latest stuff. Okay, so let's go and run quick get very quickly. Let's use quick get to try and download something new. Oh, goodness, I've missed it. There we go. So Yannick, what happened is that they triggered out of order because they're obviously, one of them's triggered through stream elements and one of them's through Atom. So the follower thing from the top got triggered by Atom first, and then stream elements caught up some seconds later. Quick get. What could we do? Solus. There we go. There's the thing. Unexpected error. 736. So there is confetti here. Pouts that the confetti didn't show. Oh, really? Okay. Well, oops. Interesting. We can, of course, fix that. I learned a trick the other day. I know how to manually run these things that didn't run for whatever reason. So let's just go here. Are we ready? Oh, I must have moved something because I've just turned it on. So I think that would have triggered. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, all right. We'll I'll take a little look at this while we're here, because why not? Thank you. I appreciate all of the trolling. Okay. Nest confetti. Properties. Browse. Oh gosh. No. Okay, one moment, bear with me. I'm just trying to remember where the heck this should be. So this will have been in animations, maybe? Confetti loop, yeah. Okay, select that. Okay. Turn you off, turn you on. Okay. That's odd that one's this is an OBS thing. I don't know why that stopped firing. I'll have to investigate why that's the case. So if I go back here and I turn that on. Okay, so it did in air quotes it triggered the thing, but for whatever reason it's broken in OBS. So I apologize for that. There is no confetti. I'll trigger something different for the lulz. How about I'll tell you what. How about this one? Oh, there we go. We'll burn it all with fire. Shell check does indeed. So what was this? So this is given. This was a nice distraction. So Andy Hazen says 715. The Garuda if doesn't have a closing if. Okay, 715. The Garuda. Oh yeah, there it is. So why is that its own? Oh, I see. So that's setting the disk size for Garuda. Okay. So that's one of those. We could probably do some conditionals on some of these. I've been but I've been favouring case statements over if recently. For something like this, I think that might be suitable. Anyway, okay, so that should be that. Let's just give that a try now. Let's try and download Solus. It should tell us we haven't chosen an appropriate version. We're obviously going to choose the Mate version. And that is indeed downloading. So that works just fine. We're not going to sit here and wait for an ISO to download, but that is functional. Thank you very much, Andy, for the fix. And thank you, Phil, for preventing a busted release going out. Right then, let's just... Oh, we've got some white space to deal with as well. So let's find the fix. That would be this section here. So add that, and we'll you need to turn on you know, white space killing in your text editor, Phil. Right then, so we'll take all of that and we'll call that white space cleanup. And we'll just head over to the other thing here. We'll just put a bogus edit in and save, and we'll come back here and make sure there's no cleanup. So we'll push that up like so. And where were we? We were on GitHub about to make a new release, and I was going to add in here oh gosh, where's that gone? There we go. Removed AVX2 hard requirement for Mac OS. I definitely did that as well. So I think that will do for our initial set of release notes. So let's get that published. Cucumber explosion sounds messy. I have got a... Is that have I added that one yet? I have got a cucumber animation. I haven't added it, have I? No. I have got a cucumber animation, and I'm just trying to figure out how to add it. So it's for the whole Chelsea cucumber thing. It's quite brilliant, but I don't know how to mask it all in properly. My password is test, by the way. Right then. Okay, there's a release. Let's think about this. We were doing Windows testing, which we're just going to we're going to restart now. There we go. 5 minutes. 5 minutes what? To restart or until it restarts? Okay, let's bounce this a few times and see if we can close that other issue out. And if that works, then I think what I'll do is roll up a new... In fact, we can do the new... So whilst this is running, how quickly is this going to come round? It's going to take 5 minutes. Let's quickly go and get a new deb published into the PPA. That won't take but a moment. Oh, it's already done it. I heard the magic chimes. Where are you? Oh, it's lying to me. You're 100% there. Okay. My password is test, by the way. Okay. So I'm just going to reboot this again. Actually, like, properly shut it down rather than restart it. So update and shut down. Okay, you do that. Why does it say restarting? I told it to shut down. Well, whilst that's going, I will go and deal with the new version of the deb, because that's a quick job. And that's 231. So let's just download the new tarball, which we've just released on GitHub. That's that doing its thing. Very good. Very good, Cowboy General. Right, okay. We're at 699 followers. Am I going to finish up here very sad that we didn't hit 700? I'm sorry to be begging for followers. I just really wanted to try and get to 700 this evening. Go on, somebody give us a follow. I'd really appreciate it. Right then, where are we? We're going to make sure that right. What do you mean, Big Pod? Make sure the right commit was taken. So, are you implying that perhaps? Oh.
Thank you for the follow, Peter Geens.
Thank you very much, Peter Geens. You are the 700th follower, and now I'm happy. Thank you very much. Oh, it's all going off.
Thank you for the follow, 3NDER3.
Ender, thank you very much for the follow. Well done. Right, that's got us over a thing. I'll tell you what. I'm not going to change my goals because that will look crass. But Big Pods just want to make sure that we haven't gone ahead. So we've got that release. And 5 minutes ago, we've got the white space cleanup. And if we look at the release diff here, we should see that that's in the change log. Down here somewhere. There we go. Yeah. I think we're satisfied, Big Pod, yeah? Yep, it's in there. It's in there. Thank you for being diligent, though. But yeah, we're done. We've got what we need. Right then, so let's... Oh, my penguin is sliding rather than paddling. That's a bit unfortunate. Right then. Oh, what's this? I always build my release from the tag I pushed with git cracking. Can't go wrong that way. Oh, okay. So you build from commit hashes. Fair enough. Because now you need to reach... Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, we're not going to do that. But look, I tell you what. Let's do this. Seeing as though... There we go. Followers. Right then. Seeking... Oh, well, we might as well make it redonkulous. There we go. That's not going to happen anytime soon, but there we go. There we go. I'm slowly getting... understanding how this stuff works. What's happened now, Danny? What didn't work? Why are you pouting? Right. Oh, you parroted it. Okay, fair enough. Oh, okay. Okay, well, thank you both. Right. Let's use the world's best editor, as officially endorsed by Yannick. He's finally seen the light, realizes Vim is rubbish, only uses Nano now. There we go. So let's build that one. So let's think. We've got to build for focal. We've got to build for suits. I'm sure the annex comments. I can't see or read at the moment, but I'm sure he's saying yes. Nano is the absolute best. I was wrong all these years. I can't believe how wrong I was. Nano's amazing. I think those are probably the words or the sentiment that Yannick is putting in the chat at the moment. on FreeSB and every Unix or Linux operating system. Yeah, yeah. But I thought so. Did I actually put the right thing in there? Hirsute, yes. So we also need Impish, which is what we're currently running here. Oh gosh, those are brand new letters that have come out at the end of my fingers whilst doing that. I'm not sad to see the end of Impish. It was Impish and Hirsute were neither of those fell off the fingers particularly quickly. Oh, I see someone's hijacked Yannick's computer. There's some imposter over at Yannick's house saying that Nano sucks. So you can ignore that. It's clear. There's clearly some sort of home invasion happening over there at the moment. I hope Yannick is safe and well in his panic room. Right, that's all of them built. We'll get them uploading. What's this, Danny? How do I hook on FreeBSD? FreeBSD supported by Quickemu, Danny. I think it's still in there. We don't need to do that. We need to de-put them now, don't we? So let's get this one. Oh gosh. Right, let's go backwards. Jammy, Impish, Hirsute, and Focal. Right, so they're all on their way up to the PPA to be built. That's great. So I said at the beginning of the stream, for those of you that may have missed it, that I'm drunk, not drunk. I've only had a beer. One of the reasons why I was so happy with how Quickemu turned out is it was the solution to all of the problems I had whilst building the new Ubuntu multi images for the Raspberry Pi. Turns out all of the solutions were in Quickemu, which was fantastic. You know, it was a project that I created to scratch an itch, and then has kind of become something other, and then it came back and it solved a bunch of problems for me. So I was very pleased about that. And at the start of the stream I said as of tomorrow I'm going to be rebooting another project of mine, and it's not so much a project at the moment, it was more a proof of concept that I basically ran out of time to go anywhere with, but I have now decided I'm going to have another stab at it, and that's the Ubuntu Retro Remix. So tomorrow I am going to start on that, and I'm going to define some very specific goals and requirements of the project and see how far along I can get, and we may come out the other side of that with a working thing. But if the constraints that I put in place for that project means that I'm unable to do what I want to do, then I will go and look at one of the pre-existing, you know, retro console projects and use one of those. But I want to have a go at rebooting the Retro Remix and see if we can get that. If you saw my stream from about a week ago where I went through this massive box of Raspberry Pi stuff, half of which was retro console cases for the Raspberry Pi with various controllers, I want to build all of those, and I want to have the Ubuntu Retro Remix integrate with all of the hardware and features of those different controllers and cases. So that is going to be something that I dip in and out of many times over the coming months, but I'm going to make a start on that tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to it, and that's why I wanted, even though it's late here, that's why I wanted to get this worked on now, so that again all of those fixes, in particular the Windows stuff that Danny worked on, is out there, so I can sit a bit more easy that we haven't got busted software out in the wild. So speaking of busted software out in the wild, how is our Windows? It looks like that's shut down, so let's go and reboot Windows and see if it comes up. So I think we've done the cumulative update only at the moment. So the issue that we were seeing... Oh, sorry, it's started on the primary display again. I'm sitting here looking at it. None of you can see it. So that booted up just fine. So I'm immediately have a higher degree of confidence that this has that your fixes, Danny, have fixed that other intermittent issue where it was literally every other boot, Windows 10 or Windows 11, wouldn't actually complete the boot. So that's working. So let's go and install some updates, because you know you can never quite get enough of the Windows update process, because I just want to make sure that it isn't the updates that are introducing that behavior, which is why I only installed the cumulative one first. Now we'll grab all these others and we'll give it another couple of reboots and we'll see. Well, thanks for stopping by, Monica, and thank you very much for gifting subs to people. I appreciate that. You have a lovely meal, and I'll speak to you soon. Ta-da for now. So what's this? Okay. So Danny, I use a little tool called DIRENV, so you can drop files in different directories and it automatically sources them. If I just show you what I mean, if I change to my development Debian folder, see all of that stuff on the screen, and you can see all of the environment variables that got set. So as I move around and then you can see here it loaded a different thing, and then if I go to the Ubuntu Mate directory, another set. So as I move between those directories, the little subtle changes, you've got it as well. Okay, for anyone that doesn't have something like this, it's such a time saver. It's amazing. I loves it. Right then, let's check what's going on here. Come on, install faster, Windows. Should I just hit restart now? Can I do that even though it thinks it's installing a thing? Waits patiently for Windows. Right, let's not wait patiently for Windows. Let's go and do something else more interesting whilst Windows is having a think. It's a bit like Winnie the Pooh having a hard think. Why does everything take so long? It's like downloading. Just download it. Installing. Okay, install it. Well, just need to consider. Right then. Right, let's see. What have we got left here? What are genuine things? So I think that and that are two things I should probably work on together, because that will improve the macOS support. And actually we should mark this as enhancement. And I'm just going to let somebody figure that one out. And this is why we're testing, because I want to try and get that one closed. Really want to try and get that one closed, because that's the one that was really bothering me. And come on, Windows. We're good. Restart now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Right. Okay. So I can actually see the thing now. It's not a big enough notification. It's telling me an ad is going to run in 3 minutes and 7 seconds. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. When it's advert time, I'll know how long the adverts are running. And I'm going to sit here quietly and sip my beer whilst the ad runs. So for those of you that are following along here that are not subscribers, you won't miss out on anything. I'm not going to say anything or do anything important for, I think, a minute. I think that's how long the ad will run for. For those of you that are subscribers, then it's time to refresh your mugs of cocoa or whatever it is you might be drinking. So at least it does tell you. It just pops it up. It doesn't even pop it up. It just displays it in gold. I mean, there's no way I'm going to see that when I'm focused on this stuff. Here for ChessVids, thank you very much. Thank you for the
follow here for ChessVids.
Okay, right, so we're up and running again. We've got 2 minutes before adverts are going to fire, apparently. So let's shut this down completely. Okay, we're out. Let's boot it back up again. And let's hope it boots and starts and it doesn't. Ah, that I think is the bug that we've been seeing. Do you see how the spinner stopped moving? So that bug report is still sad. Oh, nobody can see what I'm talking about because it's not on the screen. Right. You can see here this boot process has stalled. And the spinner stopped moving, and that is in fact precisely the bug that is described here. This is the bug, and I don't know why. So my hopes that Danny had got a mega fix for that as well are a little bit dashed, but oh well. Gosh. Did that get it? Yeah. No. Okay, the adverts are starting in 7 seconds, so it's time for me to enjoy some beer. I'll be quiet in a moment of contemplation. It doesn't even start the ad straight away. It says it's telling me ads are starting soon. This is rubbish system. Oh, there we go. "43 seconds till the ad concludes, for those of you that are subscribers and can hear what I'm saying. Right, let's try and boot Windows 11 again. Right then, the ads are finished. So thank you very much for those of you that are commenting. This is very interesting research. And I've tried to boot Windows again, and well, it's not happy, is it? I wonder if one of those adverts. So, Forgotten Magnetic Snake. Your ad's concluded already. That's good to know. I'm wondering if these ad intervals working, and yeah, I think who was it said this? Here for Chess. I wonder if you got 4 the first time because you were new. Could be, could well be. So I'm led to believe if I schedule things in this way, and I ran some right when the stream was coming up to try and mitigate the number of ads, we should be seeing somewhere between 50 to 60 seconds of ads, 15 to 60 seconds of ads every hour. And that seems, well, I think it's the minimum I can do without it actually running other pre-rolls. So that's what I'm trying to figure out anyway. I'm trying to control the ads a bit more. I could have snoozed. I should try that next time. Try snooze it, see how long I can snooze ads. See how far I can push an ad run out into the future. Well, sad life. Look at this. Windows 11 has fallen over again. Come on. Are you going to boot this time? Oh, it started on the wrong display again. And here it is. Now it's coming up. So there you go, Danny. That's that really weird bug where periodically it just doesn't start anymore. And I honestly don't think that's anything any of us have changed in Quickemu that's introduced this behavior. Right then. What license is the .NET stuff under, Big Pod? Is it MIT by any chance? Well, okay. We have at least figured all of that out. We've got a new release out in the wild. That's good. And I've announced my intentions to get cracking on the Ubuntu Retro Remix as of tomorrow morning stream. I say tomorrow morning, this morning stream. In a few hours I will make a start on that, or start planning it. So those of you that are interested in Raspberry Pi software projects and Raspberry Pi optimizations and retro gaming console stuff, then that's what I'm going to be tinkering with. And that's I'm going to do for about a week. And then partway through that, I'll assess how the Ubuntu Mate release for the Raspberry Pi has gone. And if that's looking solid, so far it looks good, we'll then make those final, put the release notes up for that. Thanks very much for the follow.
Thank you for the follow, G-Bound1.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. So, where are we? We've got our release out. We've got some great things in the issue tracker. Not this. This is not great. It's dismal. Have to have a good hard think about how we address that one. Thanks for the follow, Jeff. She's not speaking to you for whatever reason. I don't know what you did to offend the AI, but welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Right then. So these are the two most interesting ones I'll work on next in Quickemu, which is basically further improving the macOS support. I think that will put a bow on the macOS stuff. But when I address those, I may move over to using the Spice protocols by default. And then this is the other thing I'm going to work on. So this actually doesn't need addressing. This, I think somebody else can tackle. Because we're sort of getting into slightly beyond the scope of Quickemu, which is just to do the best it can as quickly and as easily as possible without putting any onus on the users. You start getting into huge pages. I think you need to start modifying the KVM configuration, so the kernel module loading, and so you've got to start poking at system files. So for the potential performance benefits, it's interesting, but it's like not vital for the project. So I may leave that for people who want to work on it to work on it. This is obviously the thing that I want to get to, but I know I'm going to have to refactor some stuff, and this is very much in the territory of poking around on the system as well. So I only want to go here when I'm satisfied the other stuff is stable, in particular this, because I don't know what's causing that, and I want to get that fixed, because if we introduce the GPU pass-through stuff, you just know there's going to be a bunch of people that show up that want to play with that, and if this is a problem, then you know doing this is for naught, because they'll have a bad experience. So let's have a look here. So .NET is an MIT license. Okay, I thought so. And our podcast is saying, would you recommend the Spice protocols for all the VMs now? Yeah, I'm thinking of making it the default way the VMs boot. And the only reason I don't want to just like turn that on trivially is because I need to coordinate that with Mark and Yannick, because the Quick GUI has an option to enable that currently, so that needs handling. And here for Chess says, I know that certain processors support nested virtualization, but how many layers deep can that virtualization go? That's a good question. I've not gone more than 2 layers deep on that. And again, the nested virtualization is interesting because well, the hardware can support it and the KVM kernel module can support it, nested virtualization in the KVM kernel module is often not enabled by default in distribution. So you actually need to go and configure the module configuration for KVM to tell it that nested is enabled. So I'd like to do that, but it's poking around, you know, in areas of the system which require elevated permissions, and that's fine. But again, it's kind of getting away from the just pick up and play nature of Quickemu and what we set out to achieve with it. So Danny, I'll appreciate any insight that you can glean from testing that Windows stuff. Good luck with that. See if, you know, your comparative analysis of clouds versus Quickemu can throw up something. Yeah, that's right. Big Pod, you need to set KVM nested equals 1. Any plans for an RPM release? I'm not going to do that, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that's in Quickemu that I didn't do now. So if anyone wants to, you know, get some spec files going and create a copper repo, then yeah, fill your boots, do it, absolutely do it. I know that Fedora works well now because a couple of versions back we put a lot of effort into actually making all of the secure boot and EFI booting stuff work reliably on Fedora. And I was doing it blind, but there were people, Fedora users, who were, you know, providing the PRs to make that work. Well, yeah, I've got my Debian packaging out of tree. Maybe I should create a put the Quickemu Debian packaging in its own repo, cite it, and then I'll populate it with a bunch of issues. Please add the spec file here, please add a pkg build file here, and so on, and see if we can get some other distro maintainers to, you know, add their packaging. It's been a while since I've looked at spec files. I know I sort of know the basics, but I wouldn't say I could make a working spec file at first go without, you know, investigating it. Right then. So let's excuse me, I'm gonna have to drink some beer. Right then, let's do this thing. Gosh. Let's see who's doing interesting stuff. I'm looking at people that are streaming to see who's doing something interesting, and also in English language, because I made a mistake a couple of times. Oh, I do like that engine, but okay, that looks interesting. Let's go over here. So I think we found our target. So thank you all very much for coming. For those of you that are in the US, we'll go and raid Spectropolix, I think is how we're pronouncing that. So I'll just get that process started. So we'll head over there. I'm going to hope that my Stream Deck continues to work and does the right thing as I shut things down. So thank you for everyone that followed. Thank you everyone for contributing to Quickemu. We'll be picking that up again soon. But for the week ahead, tune in over here as we make a new OS for the Raspberry Pi. But with that, let's get raiding. Bye for now. Oh, my button didn't work. Ugh.